financially and emotionally. Faces of China, at this time on Al Jazeera.
As geeks take on dictators, bloggers turn dissidents, and social networks root for social justice, governments are going cyber, spying on their citizens, erecting firewalls like iron curtains, and closing down websites. We ask, is cyber-generated change virtual or real? Empire at this time on Al Jazeera.
All the news, all the time. aljazeera.net/English.
14 competing teams, 13 different venues, 3 host nations. Cricket is part of the fabric of life here, and this competition is the pinnacle of the one-day game. We'll be bringing you all the action and reaction from India, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. The Cricket World Cup on Al Jazeera.
Rhythms of resistance.
A part of the struggle and popular resistance is art. Through my art, I resist. Resistance is my art, and my art is my war.
Musicians using music as a way to maintain their cultural identity.
I believe that when I sing to the world, I portray Palestine through my voice, my singing, and my songs.
Songs from the lost homeland. At this time on Al Jazeera. Addressing the nation for the second time since the uprising began, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi is expected to speak shortly. It's 12 GMT, 2 p.m. in Libya. I'm Imran Garda, also from Libya. Another blow to Muammar Gaddafi. One of his closest aides defects to Egypt. Gaddafi's shrinking circle of friends, Libya's leader, holds on to power, but is the uprising closing in? How the West was won, reports suggest anti-government supporters are now in control. And cleared for extradition, a UK court rules WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange can be sent to Sweden for a sex trial. Protesters in Libya say they've taken control in the east of the country. There's said to be a heavy army presence near Tripoli as protesters plan to push towards the capital. Well, here are the latest developments. Muammar Gaddafi is soon to make a public address, according to state television. Now, he's expected to address residents in AlZawiya, which is west of Tripoli and has been the scene of clashes between pro-Gaddafi forces and protesters. Meanwhile, Gaddafi is facing a crisis amongst his ranks. His cousin and one of his closest aides says he has defected to Cairo. Ahmed Gaddafi Addam says his decision was in reaction to the regime's fierce crackdown on protesters. Pro-Gaddafi forces have reportedly clashed with anti-government protesters in the coastal city of Misrata. Witnesses say clashes are continuing in the town, which is around 120 kilometers east of the capital, Tripoli. Well, for more, we're joined live on the line now from Misrata by Miftah Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed, thanks for joining us. Are clashes still occurring as we speak?
Hello, yes.
Describe, yes, could you describe what sort of clashes are taking place?
Okay. We are talking, I'm talking from Misrata Center. Misrata Center, or all through Misrata, we can say it's undertaken by the revolutionaries. And a few of us just went to attack the security army forces near Misrata, about 5 kilometers from Misrata Center. This is called Hamza security forces. This is belongs to one of the sons of Gaddafi. And now they undertaken that base, and they have fought the army forces ran away, and our people start to run after them.
So who's in control right now?
Sorry, say?
Who is in control?
Who's in control? This is the revolution now on the base now, and it's following them, following the armed forces. They run away and they start searching for them.
Well, so hold on. Let me just ensure that the line isn't very great. I just want to make sure that we've correctly got what you're telling us. The revolutionaries have driven out the security forces.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's leave it at that, and we hope to get some more information from Misrata later on in the program. Thanks for that, Miftah Mohammed. Well, meanwhile, an influential figure in the Libyan army has switched allegiances. Major General Suleiman Mahmoud al-Obaidi says Gaddafi has sold out his own people.
We thought he would be just, believe in freedom and unify the nation, but he is dividing the nation now. He also addresses other Arab leaders with arrogance. This man has an inferiority complex. I am saying this although I know I am at risk of being assassinated.
The Gaddafi regime has been giving its version of events through Libyan state media. Lawrence Lee has this report.
As it tries to fight back, the Gaddafi regime is doing what it can to intimidate the opposition and stand its corner in the court of international opinion. These men, say Libyan state TV, tried to overthrow the government. To help the assertion, they also showed weapons allegedly seized from an Algerian national who they said had the aim of assassinating officials. The authorities say these are Egyptian passports which they seized, along with electronic instructions on how to commit sabotage. Inevitably, the alleged perpetrators are also interviewed, along with their confessions. Their future looks extremely bleak. And then there's the message from authority: give back the weapons and we won't harm you.
We are calling on anyone who took weapons must return them to the popular social committees in their areas. No legal action will be taken against those who return the weapons and regret taking them.
Libyan TV also aired an appearance from Gaddafi's son Saeed. He once again blamed the media and promised a sort of transparency entirely unavailable so far.
We have to understand that the conspiracy against us is not coming from Libyans. It is coming from our Arab brothers. They have used their media to spread lies and deception. Tomorrow, all media is coming and they will film everything. There is also an investigation committee, which includes foreigners. You will discover that we were deceived. You will find that this was the biggest lie to Libyans in our history.
That will undoubtedly have been met with derision by protesters, and anyway, attempts by the regime to retrieve some moral high ground haven't stopped the massive exodus now underway, with foreign nationals from all kinds of countries getting out however they can.
Massacres everywhere, Benghazi and Tripoli everywhere, and I'm very, very grateful to my government, the British government, to assist me to get me out of the